Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen and Kimi Raikkonen may have come to blows off the Formula One start line in Singapore 2 weeks ago, but the trio had little more to say about the clash ahead of this weekend's Malaysian Grand Prix. Vettel saw his hopes of a fifth F1 world title take a hit when he tangled with Verstappen and Raikkonen on the run to the first corner at Marina Bay 2 weeks ago, with all three drivers retiring as a result of damage sustained. Now 28 points back from chief rival Lewis Hamilton in the points standings, Vettel may have been expected to get more riled up about the incident that could ultimately deny him a maiden title in Ferrari colors. However, the German was happy to let go and move on when flanked by Raikkonen and Verstappen in Thursday's press conference ahead of the Malaysian Grand Prix. "I don't think there is much assessment necessary. On Sunday all three of us weren't happy, but you move on," Vettel said. "I think it would have been more difficult if I would have lost the car somewhere in the race, then it is obviously different. But with a collision like that at the start of the race like that, I think all three of us, when we had to face the stewards, what can you do? The lights went off, we did our start, everyone was trying to do his start, and then the way it happened it ended up pretty bad for all three of us, but that's the way it went. I could continue for a little bit more, but the damage was so bad I had to stop anyway. Not much you can do, but I think it's part of racing, and it's also not the first time I've been in a situation like this, and it's also probably not the last. You are not hoping for it to happen again, but it is part of racing, and these things happen. There's not much you can do, and therefore not much point in trying to look at it again and again. I think your time and your energy is much better spent looking forward." Verstappen was quick to point the finger at Vettel after the race in Singapore, but did not wish to dwell on the incident. "It happened, you can't change it anymore. It was just a very unfortunate moment," Verstappen said. "What can you do about it? We just come here again, and we'll try again." Raikkonen was his typically direct self when asked for his view on the clash, simply saying, "We moved on since Sunday, it's a new weekend as we try again." Follow at LUKESMITH. F1 team Penske will make its return to sports car racing in Model Petit Le Mans next week, as the trio of Juan Pablo Montoya, Helio Castroneves and Simon Pagenaud will be in action in a one-off Orca 07 Gibson. The run in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season finale comes as preparation and following months of discussion ahead of the team's full-time bow next year with its Acura ARX-05 Pi. That car has tested so far, but was not going to be the one utilized next week. This will be Penske's first sports car race since its Grand Am Rolex Series season in 2009, and the team last ran Petit Le Mans in 2008. Brusselton, Georgia, October 04. Ryan Briscoe and Helio Castroneves drivers. The 5LMP2 Penske Racing Porsche RS Spider celebrate with second-place teammates Timo Bernhardt and Romain Dumasel and third-place Sasha Musson, Emmanuel Collard and Patrick Longbar, after winning the LMP2 class during the American Le Mans Series Petit Le Mans on October 4, 2008 at Road Atlanta in Brusselton, Georgia. Photo by Darrell Ingham. Getty Images. Somewhat surprisingly, this will be Montoya's Petit Le Mans debut, while Castroneves is a past winner in a Penske Porsche RS Spider in 2008 above, and Pagenaud has a wealth of experience in the race in Acura and HPD prototypes, and raced last year with Whelen Engineering Racing, and Cadre Dane Cameron and Eric Kern in the Action Express Racing Team's Corvette DP. This run comes after Castroneves sustained an accident last week in testing at Road Atlanta, and meant the team's chassis got rebuilt. "We've had this race on our radar for some time, but we wanted to wait until we were able to get our drivers some testing at Road Atlanta prior to committing, as it is a very fast track, and these cars are very different to drive from an Indy car," said Team Penske President Tim Cindric. "Unfortunately, we confirmed this the hard way as we have had to totally rebuild our car after an incident during testing last week. Orca have bent over backwards to be sure we receive everything we need as they understand the importance of this race as our team prepares for the debut of our Acura ARX-05s at the Daytona 24. Juan has participated in the majority of our prototype tests since we announced him as one of our full-time Acura drivers. We would also like to involve our other drivers in the program whenever possible. Helio and Simon have good experience in prototypes at Road Atlanta, so they seem like a natural fit to participate in the Petite for us." Follow at Tanitazino.